What is going on YouTube? GZTV back with another video, and we are here to talk about, this is going to be the final, sad to say, regular season recap here. We're Sunday, April 13th. It's going to do it for the regular season. And obviously tomorrow, it's the playoffs starting? No. Okay, yeah, we're going to have a break, but let's not think too much ahead. We have the final day of regular season action. I believe every team played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 games. Obviously, all 30 NBA teams played today. We're just going to talk about the close games. Just kind of sum up the day. We had how many games? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 7 NBA games we can talk about today. It's going to be a pretty big video. Again, most of the team, or all of the teams play today. And we're going to look at the playoff picture. Now, some news real quick. I'm not going to be doing a playoff prediction video. I know that's probably what you guys want me to do, but I don't really have time with all the other content that I'm trying to cover on the channel. I just won't have time for that. So we're just going to kind of leave it off as that. But kind of getting into it, maybe I'll do a stream tomorrow kind of talking about it if I feel like it, but I just need time to edit videos because I'm so behind. Haven't even got, I've listened to the Ken Carson album, but I haven't even started formulating a review for that. Hopefully I can try to get that tonight, but we still have like 15 minutes of a Minecraft video to edit. So let's get into it. Hornets and Celtics to start the day off. Peyton Pritchard scores 30 points. The Celtics won by 7. Regular season ending victory over the Hornets. Great scoring for Peyton Pritchard, and obviously this game doesn't really matter much, but that gives us some hope, gives him some momentum going into the playoffs. Celtics get like 2 weeks off basically, so that's going to be nice to rest up our players and make sure everyone's in prime condition. And yeah, Boston Celtics swept consecutive home games against the Charlotte Hornets. They blew a 21-point first half lead in a regular season ending matchup of all reserves, but hey, yeah. And it's a really dope thing, like the last day of the NBA season, because you do see a lot of players that don't get a lot of playing time get in there and show some stuff. So that's awesome. Peyton Pritchard obviously gets to play, but he was in a lot more of an elevated role here. Great scoring night. Even guys like Luke Cornett going out there playing amazing defense. Baylor Shireman diming people up. It was a really fun game to watch, and obviously the Hornets had all reserves, and their reserves played like trash. So I don't even know if I should mention it. KJ Simpson played like shit, missed both of his threes. They could have put anyone else on the bench, and they didn't. They had Taj Gibson, Moussa Diabate, they had Jericho Sims, I believe, Jalen Sims. They have Damian Bow. They have Wendell Moore Jr. They have all these sorts of guys off the bench, and they're like, nope, KJ Simpson. Let's give him the second most minutes on the fucking team. I don't know. It's kind of a weird decision, but not that this game matters too much. Really, it was the Peyton Pritchard show. 34 points. He shot 33% from 3, shot about 56% from the field. Very good shooting splits for him. It's really all you need to know for that game. Moving on to the Knicks and the Nets, the New York battle. Landry Shamet scores 29 after replacing Mikal Bridges after 6 seconds, leads the Knicks past the Nets by 8 points. Landry Shamet having his best game of the season, and in the final game where it doesn't really matter, albeit, but still kind of shows that maybe somewhere down the playoffs they can kind of give him a chance in the rotation. He played starter minutes. Mikal Bridges played 6 seconds of the game to kind of keep up his streak, which I don't know if that should really be allowed, but whatever. He shouldn't even be playing the game anyway. And the Knicks get the victory. Precious Achiuwa was getting to the rim. Mikal Bridges extended his game streak to 556, and I think Michael Cooper is going to have an unbreaking record with, 1,000 something? I don't even know. It's like 1,300 games straight played. It's kind of insane. You guys could look that up, quote me, put it in the comments down below. But Nick Claxton was hitting some tough shots for the Nets, made it kind of difficult for the Knicks, but hey. You get Campaign going out there, putting up 21 points, and a great game for Landry Shamet, who put up 29. You look at the Brooklyn Nets. We will get to some games that matter here in a second. For now, we're just getting into some close games that might not have mattered as much, but Sorry if my TV's loud in the background. It's fine. It's whatever. It's a live stream. Getting into the Brooklyn Nets. I think the Brooklyn Nets actually played pretty good for who they had on the court. I mean, Trenton Watford, 20 points. He shot 50% from three, 67% overall. 20 points for Terrence Martin, who shot 33% from three. Now, obviously, some guys off the bench like Yves Buamwan could have played a little better. Tosan. And maybe they could have given more minutes to guys, I don't even know, Tyson Etienne and Derek Whitehead. I mean, Derek Whitehead's actually been in the NBA for Has he? He's only been in the NBA for 2 years, but I do remember him coming out of high school and being an absolute fucking monster. Those guys could have got more minutes, but it doesn't really matter. That game doesn't matter. Moving on to the Pacers and the Cavs. Made for some pretty good basketball here. I mean, these are two pretty high-level teams in the East, two top four teams in the East. The Pacers rally from a 23-point deficit in the fourth quarter. They defeat the Cavs by 8 in double overtime, which is fun. You know, Quentin Jackson, great scoring game. Ray J. Dennis had a huge second overtime. I don't know who the fuck that is. Again, it's kind of like the beauty of the final day of games. You get these absolute randos in the game, and they rally. They get the win. They trailed with 7 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in regulation at their absolute highest of 23. But, Craig Porter Jr., I think he could give some hope in the playoffs for the Cavaliers. He could be an X-Factor bench type of player. Great three-point shooting from him. Same for Emoni Bates. Had really timely threes as well. He was awesome. Tony Bradley's missed shots sent it to double overtime. Johnny Furphy, man, he's been looking pretty awesome for the Indiana Pacers recently, dunking on people, having some huge plays down the stretch. Naquan Tomlin, put back and one. I don't even fucking know. Why am I talking about this? This is brain rot. You look at the Pacers, you get 14 points, 14 rebounds for Tony Bradley off the bench. That's kind of cool to see him get some minutes. 21 points for Quentin Jackson. I don't really... That's not the Quentin Jackson I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of is Isaiah Jackson, who I think is actually still on the team, I want to say. But... yeah, that's the Pacers. You look at the Cleveland Cavaliers, 31 points for Jalen Tyson. I don't really know who that is. He went to Cal. 31 points, 33% from the three-point line, 24 points and 12 rebounds. Naquan Tomlin, what in the fucking hell is going on? 20 points for Craig Porter Jr. We know him to be a pretty solid player. He's been a good bench player for the Cavs all season. And 25 points off the bench for Emoni Bates. Again, putting on a show. Being a great high school player. I thought he was going to be a great NBA player, and so far he hasn't quite been that, but it's cool to see him get some playing time and play his best. So with that, we're going to move on to the Wizards and the Heat again, games that just do not matter in the slightest bit. But Bub Carrington hits a game winner as time expires. He lifts the Wizards past the play-in bound Heat. They win by a point. Tristan Vukcevic had an insane performance, both scoring the ball and rebounding it. Justin Champagnie, great scoring. And Bub Carrington, a young up-and-coming player in the league, banked in a game winner as time expired, and they got the win. All of these teams have their regular season finales today. Don't really need to mention that for every game. But huge shot for Bub Carrington to win the game. Really fun way to kind of end a pretty sorrowful season for the Wizards. But yeah, Keshad Johnson hit some tough shots. I don't even fucking know. Jaime Jaquez got a lot more minutes. He's been kind of in and out of the rotation this year, but he got a lot of minutes this game. He was getting to the rim and dunking it down. Josh Christopher, who was really good in high school again, he played some good defense this game. Yeah, Jaime Jaquez Jr., very athletic player. I saw him at UCLA, of course. And yeah, you look at the Wizards, 27 points for Julian Champagnie. Or is it Justin? What? Fuck, why do we have so many twins in the league? The Thompson twins, the Champagnie twins. For a while we had the Morris twins. I never know the difference between hardly any of these guys. Who else am I thinking of? The Jones twins. Those guys are confusing too. Justin Champagnie had 27 points. 28 points and 11 rebounds off the bench for Vukcevic. He shot 67% from three, 75% overall. Fantastic game. 20 points and 10 rebounds as well for Colby Jones, who shot 50%. Again, really cool to see some bench players that don't normally play get in and play some good basketball. And the Wizards only had a 7-man rotation. That is kind of insane. Miami Heat, freaking Jaime Jaquez had to go out there and put up 41 points and 10 rebounds off of, 33% three-point shooting. He shot about 68% from the field. And he's all they fucking needed. And that's really fun. And that's cool because going into the playoffs, you can have hope that, hey, at least this guy's a bit of a bucket. Maybe give him some more playing time. I didn't really go into like who was playing good, who's playing bad. I guess there's really no point of doing that. I guess if you want to complain about the Cavs a little bit, you could say Jared Allen going in for a minute and then sitting. I don't know. Is he trying to make like an incentive? That's fucking weird. Looking at the Heat, well, the Heat didn't win. I don't know why I said that's all they need. But Davion Mitchell, pretty lackluster performance in his 20 minutes. He did shoot 50% from the field. And, you know, he's a great facilitator and all that stuff. And he plays really good on-ball defense to an extent. But, I mean, you have Kyle Anderson. You have Josh Christopher. You have Keyshawn Johnson coming off the bench. And to an extent, I mean, yeah, they did kind of make the changes with that and had those guys come in and get more minutes. But I don't really know. It's obviously a game the Heat don't really care about. They have the plan locked down. Let's move on. Pistons and Bucks, one of the better games of the day, going into overtime and actually being a really competitive game. Pat Connaughton has a career-high 43 points. I didn't even see this. The Bucks beat the Pistons by 7 in overtime. Pat Connaughton easily having his greatest game of his career. Rebounding the ball, scoring the ball, just an all-timer. Definitely the best game he's had all season. Pretty insane stuff. They win. 8-game winning streak to close out the regular season. That looks really good for Milwaukee going into the playoffs. Yeah, they win in overtime, all because of one man, Pat Connaughton. The Pistons had some pretty crazy possessions. They had a 5-point possession to bring it close, but they couldn't quite get it done. I mean, obviously Malik Beasley can get hot, and he can start hitting threes and become a problem. Andre Jackson Jr., though, being a lob threat for the Bucks, that's pretty awesome to go into the playoffs with a guy like that. Kyle Kuzma had an incredible first quarter that really just set the tone for the rest of the game. Insane three-point shooting. Shout out to Kyle Kuzma. I've always had a lot of respect for him, and it's cool to see him actually play some really good basketball here. You look at the Detroit Pistons, you get 18 points, 10 assists from Marcus Sasser, who's kind of in an elevated role. They decided, they didn't really need Cade Cunningham like that. 23 points from Malik Beasley, continuing to have a really good season. Tim Hardaway Jr. just continues to go in there and play like shit, shooting 25% and not really do anything redeemable. They could have played anyone on the bench, and they made the adjustments. Like Simone Fontecchio got some minutes, Lindy Waters III got the minutes, Paul Reed got minutes, all these guys, Malik Beasley, Ron Harper Jr., it's kind of wild. Who else do they have? Bobby Clinton. They have, who is that? Tolu Smith. I mean, you fucking name it. All those guys got some minutes off the bench, which again is the fun part of the final day of the regular season. Milwaukee Bucks, I'm kind of done talking about games that don't matter. I cannot wait for the playoffs because I'm not even going to lie, I don't even know why I covered this last day because it's grueling to fucking get through this. You look at the Bucks, though, 22 points for Kyle Kuzma, who shot 80%. He obviously could have had a better game, but left it for Pat Connaughton. 43 points, 11 rebounds. You get 20 points off the bench. Who is that? Tyler Smith. 20 points for Tyler Smith off the bench. He shot 67%. He played really well. Yeah, the big three in Milwaukee, the new big three. You better watch out Dame. You better watch out Giannis. I'm just kidding. They're not taking your guys' jobs anytime soon. But we have, I want to say two more games to talk about. I stand corrected. 2 more games to talk about here. Let's kind of get into the Raptors and the Spurs, and then we can close it out with obviously the best game of the day. We have the Clippers and the Warriors. Raptors Spurs, though. Spurs rally from a 22-point deficit. They beat the Raptors by 7. Great scoring games for Keldon Johnson and Stephon Castle, some young guys that can kind of carry on. And they rally. They get the victory. Mamu throwing it down. He's going to be a dope kind of developmental piece they can get going there. Really good basketball. Keldon Johnson was hitting tough shots, and so was Stephon Castle. And, I mean, Jonathan Mogbo was making it tough. He was getting to the rim. He's a big dude, but I don't know. You look at the Raptors, you get a 25-point performance for Jamison Battle. You get 10 assists and 14 rebounds for Jonathan Mogbo. 35 points, 11 rebounds. Finally, Scotty Barnes has a good game. Made both of his threes in this game. I'm not going to lie. I like Jonathan Mogbo. Like, he's a great passer. He's a great rebounder, but he shot 0 for 5 from 3. I mean, I don't know. He's a great on-ball defender for this team and plays good defense, but I think they could have gave more minutes possibly to AJ Lawson and Colin Castleton. That would have been kind of fun to see. I don't know. You look at the Spurs, 20 points for Stephon Castle off of 33% three-point shooting, and 23 points for Kelvin Johnson. Final game we're going to talk about of the evening, and it seemed... What is going on outside? Clippers-Warriors seems like the only game that really mattered that much out of this evening. Not evening, because the games actually all took place in the afternoon. But James Harden and Kawhi Leonard lead the Clippers past the Warriors by 5. In overtime, they secure the 5th seed in the West playoffs. And if you're in the West, I mean, it doesn't really matter if you make the play-in or the playoffs, but you kind of want to be on the flip head of the draw here. But 5th seed, still great. James Harden hit some crazy threes in overtime. Huge free throws, scored on Jimmy Butler's goaltending, and he played amazing. Scored at a high level, passed at a high level. Same with Kawhi.